Hi, so this is Jay, and yesterday I tried to do this video and it basically got stuck in the middle and lost connection. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to speak a little fast, so please bear with me. So basically, in this session, I'm going to unfold the nature of the self, you, me. And this time, instead of first beginning with the individual and then going to the universe, manifestation or creation logic, and then doing the equation, identity, I'm just going to start with the individual and drill down from there and establish what my nature is. Okay. So here goes. So, all right. So we know that in the Upanishads or in Advaita Vedanta, there is a statement of truth that says the seer of the pot is separate from the pot, meaning the subject is separate from the object. The subject I is separate from any object that I'm aware of, that I see. Okay, now in the case of external objects, it's very easy, right? Because there is a distance, so it's obvious. I'm aware of this lamp and therefore I'm not the lamp. Okay, but when we come to our own body, mind, sense, ego complex, there is no physical distance. However, with the body, it's obvious. I'm aware of this physical body, therefore I'm not the body. That's simple. Okay, same with the senses. I'm aware of the senses, therefore I'm not the senses. I'm aware of the mind, therefore I'm not the mind. I'm aware of the ego, therefore I'm not the ego. Okay, I'm aware of the life force of the breath, I'm not the breath. Okay, all this is fine until we come to the mind and the ego, which are extremely subtle, right? And you would be correct if you said, I'm aware of it, therefore I'm not it. But for those of us who need more logic, and that's not easily convincing because there's no physical distance, okay? And because it's subtle matter, you cannot see it or whatever, you're just aware of it. Okay, here goes. We'll use this logic now. And the logic is this. Now, you know that you're a conscious being. I'm a conscious being. Yes, I'm a conscious being. And I'm also self-aware. How do I know this? Because I'm aware of the fact that I exist here in this form, and I'm aware of my existence, and I'm aware of the fact that I'm a conscious being. Okay? Yes, and I'm also aware of this body and everything else and everything in the external world. But when it comes to myself, I'm aware of the fact that I'm a conscious being, and I'm aware of the fact that I exist here, as it were. Therefore, I am self-aware. Okay, that's different from being aware of an object. Self-aware meaning I, the subject, I'm aware of myself as the subject. That is self-aware. Okay, so now, since I'm self-aware, right? Now, how long am I self-aware? Am I self-aware in the mornings and then not in the evenings and then at night or something? Or when I go to sleep, I'm not self-aware? No, I am always self-aware, which means what? Which means self-awareness is my nature. Okay, I'm self-aware by nature. Okay, therefore, anything that I'm aware of obviously is not me, separate from me, other than me, right? Because I am self-aware by nature. Therefore, anything that I'm aware of is obviously other than me, right? I cannot be aware of myself because then I would become an object to myself, and that's not possible. Therefore, I am self-aware by nature. Therefore, anything that I'm aware of is naturally other than me, and therefore I'm not my mind and my ego, which is a thought, and I thought like any other thought. Okay, now we've removed all of them. I am not the body, mind, prana, or life force, senses, ego, complex. Period. Okay. Now, what am I? Okay. I'm not going to go into the scriptures or the philosophical texts, the Upanishads, any of that stuff here. Just going to go with logic, okay, and what we know by ourselves. So, I am a conscious being, yes. Okay, I'm aware of myself and of everything around me. Okay, I'm a conscious being. Now, therefore, I cannot be matter. Why? Because matter is inert by nature. We know this from physics, from science, right? Okay, since I'm a conscious being, I cannot be matter because matter is inert by nature. Since I cannot be matter, I cannot possess the properties of matter either, which are what? Which are one, matter occupies space, has a form, has mass when it is solid matter. In subtle matter, there's no mass really, but there is form. So matter occupies space, has form, and undergoes constant change. Okay, that's the nature of matter. That's the definition in physics and science. We all know that from school. Okay, therefore, since I'm a conscious being, I'm not inert, therefore I'm not matter. Therefore, I don't have the properties of matter. Therefore, one, I do not occupy space. In other words, I do not have a form. Okay. Second, I don't have mass, which is of no real interest here. And third, I do not undergo change like matter does. This is very important. So the first one is I don't have a form, which means what? I am formless. If I am formless, I'm spatially limitless, right? I don't have a form, therefore space cannot limit me. That means I'm spatially limitless. Okay. Second, forget the mass part. Third, uh, I don't undergo change like matter does. Now, there are only two possibilities. Either you undergo change or you don't undergo change. Since matter undergoes change and I'm not matter because I'm a conscious being, therefore, I don't undergo change, which means what? I am changeless. What does I am changeless mean? I am changeless means I'm always the same. I don't undergo any change at all. Okay, what does that mean? That means that I am time-wise limitless, right? Because anything that exists within space-time is subject to time, right? Matter exists in space-time and therefore it is subject to time. Therefore, it undergoes change, constant change. But I am not matter. Therefore, I am time-wise limitless. Time cannot limit me. Neither can space, as we saw. And if space cannot limit me, then no object can limit me either, because objects are subsets of space. They exist within space and occupy a little space, have forms. Therefore, I'm space-wise limitless, object-wise limitless, and time-wise limitless. Space-time and objects covers the whole universe, which means what? I'm limitless with respect to the whole universe, which means the universe cannot limit me, which means the universe is me. It can only limit me if it's other than me. But the only way the universe cannot limit me if the universe is me. In other words, I am in the form of the whole universe. In other words, there is nothing and no one apart from me to limit me, which means what? I am whole and complete, right? I am whole and complete means what? Means I don't lack anything, which means what? Which means I am happiness, not the experience comes and goes, but I am wholeness, I am completeness, I am fullness, okay? And happiness is an expression of that wholeness or fullness that I am. So, one, I am whole by nature. Two, I am a conscious being. Now that we saw that I am space and time was limitless, I can switch to I am consciousness, right? I am still correct if I say I'm a conscious being, or I can say I'm consciousness because I pervade everything, space and time. Okay, so I am consciousness or a conscious being, and I am limitless and therefore whole and complete. And thirdly, I am changeless, we saw, right? Because I'm not subject to time. Therefore, I'm changeless. Since I'm changeless, what benefits are there to being changeless? Well, here's one. One, because I'm changeless, I'm free from all suffering, right? Suffering is only brought on by change and by one's resistance to change, right? All suffering, if you think about it, death, decay, disease, loss, it's all change. No matter what category they come under, it's all broad category is change. But since I'm changeless, I never change, I'm always the same. Therefore, I'm free from all suffering forever, right? One, that's one benefit. Second benefit, I am secure because I'm changeless, which means what? I'm always present and I'm always here. I cannot be displaced, I cannot be replaced, I cannot be destroyed, I cannot be made to grow, decay, change, die, nothing. I'm always the same, I'm constant. And therefore, I am secure. I am ultimately secure. Not only that, we saw that I'm in the form of the whole universe, right? Which means what? I'm limitless and therefore whole and complete. Which means I am not only secure myself, but I am the truth of the whole universe. The whole universe cannot exist without me because I am in the form of the universe. Okay, that's how secure I am. Okay, that's the second one. And third one is being changeless means I am peace. I don't have peace, I am peace. Because peace is what? The absence of movement, or the absence of waves, or the absence of change, or the absence of noise. Therefore, one, I am peace because I'm always the same. I'm constant, changeless. Still, therefore, I am peace. I am stillness. I'm also stillness, right? That's another word for peace. It's a kind, they're all aspects of peace, but each can be appreciated separately. I am peace. I'm also stillness. And I'm also silence. right? Silence is also the absence of noise or movement or change. So I am peace, and I am stillness, and I am silence. So 3 from changeless, not 3, these are only the peace part. Then we saw I am secure, right? And the first one we saw was I am free from all suffering forever because I'm changeless. I don't undergo any change at all. Therefore, now recategorize. There are 3 main aspects to my nature. 1, I am changeless by nature. 2, I am consciousness by nature. And 3, I am limitless and therefore whole and complete by nature. And we already saw that I'm not any of these. I'm not this whole complex, the body, mind, sense, ego complex. So this is my nature. I will get into it more. There are different aspects to each aspect of my nature and what the benefits are. But I'll leave it for here for now because I don't want this thing to die suddenly. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.